It's 100% opacity. I'm gonna go to normal, and I'd like to change the hardness of this brush. I think we should kick it to 25%. Make a nice fat brush like so. Switch to black for our foreground. Start painting away. And we are painting out part of that mask. And now we get the nice purple buttons. For the young man. And just getting in here, because this was hand colored, or you might say hand tinted. And there we go. It's a little more on the edge. Let's turn it off. Turn off that black and white layer just to compare before and after. You can see the overall. It really helps. But let's work down here at the bottom of his tunic, because we missed some spots. And why not? Let's get the pants. Slight yellow in there. I'm not sure if that was the fading print, but you know, sometimes the customer will say, hey, why don't you work more on that for me? So we'll fix it. So here we are, before, after. Now let's work down here. Now in this case, I want to save. Now, we will flatten it. Flatten the whole thing. Duplicate the background layer. We'll make an R2. And with our layers, make a brand new blank layer. Grab the paintbrush. Go to normal mode. Sample the dark colors in here. Try to get it nice mix, but stick with dark. Yeah. We're really trying to rebuild. That's what we're doing. Rebuilding. This is the hard part. This is the hardest part, because it takes some playing around, some back and forth. Whoops. And I like to go to motion blur and just really crank this mama. Let's go this way. Hit OK. Now we got some funky banding going on, so let's go to noise. Add noise. It's getting close. Gaussian monochromatic. Let's try 1%. Yeah, that'll be good. And then I'll blur it. Just a little bit with Gaussian blur. So we end up at, to match it somewhat, you know what, that noise was too intense. So let's, thinking I'm on my main computer, I'm hitting keyboard shortcuts and getting different results. Pardon me. Add noise. Let's go to 0.5. No, let's go to 0.6. 0.7. I like 0.7. Now we'll blur. Filter, blur, Gaussian. And we'll kick it down. I'd say 0.3 pixel radius for the noise. Now, let's look at the big picture. Before, after. Oops! I zoomed in a little too much. Alright. Before, after, before, after. Let's drop the opacity a little bit. Great. And get a layer mask on top of that. Paintbrush tool. 100% opacity. And let's get back what's underneath that rebuilding layer. And we can turn it off and on just to compare. Okay, there you go. Great. Now let's dump a what do you call a nice curves adjustment layer on top of this, and do a nice S curve. Let's zoom out a little bit there so you can see the whole thing. Do a nice S curve here. We really want to pump the contrast. Nice. Now, only problem with that is we've blown out the white area. So since that is an adjustment layer, it's in a mask, well, we just grab the paintbrush tool and paint that back. No problem. Check his face out here. I think we lost some detail in there, so I'm going to paint that back. His cap. Before, after. Little detail here, so I'm going to drop it to 50% opacity, that paintbrush, and just get some of his tunic. Not bad at all. And let's go to back, click on the background copy layer. Let's just see what we missed. Yeah, a little bit here, a little bit there. Does the trick for your photo fix. Wow. Much better. Let's go through here. This is what had those funky lines. You know, and it's kind of like a mess on a mess, but this is a neater mess. Now this is a style that I like to resort to. And I've worked with others who do it a little differently. But as long as the customer's happy, we're happy, right? And if this is your picture and you're happy with it, well, actually I'm not sure if the customer's watching this one, but if so, I hope you like what you see. Yeah. A nice nasty line I forgot about. And in here. And in here and here. So, almost done. Great. Alright, so before, after, which is down here. Little thing down here. Yeah. Excellent, excellent. Excellent. I think that'll about do it. I'd like to do one more thing. Let's try a vibrance adjustment layer. To get that tunic real. Pop it out a little bit. Let's see what happens. Before, after. I like it. I like it. I might even go in there with some more yellow, but you got to be careful. You don't want to overdo it, and this customer gets motion sickness from all the work, you know. And of course, we save it. So, the lesson with this particular image is, and it looks like it took us about 25 minutes to do it. The lesson with this particular picture is deal with the obvious, the big defects. Now, it would be different if the photo was horribly damaged. And that would be a little more intensive. And